First time y'all have seen it. We actually got it last year. Never once got a chance to show y'all it, but this is it. I believe it's a 40 foot. I don't even know. I have never even ran it. This is actually the first time I ever ran it. So let's see if I even know how to unfold this thing. I do believe you gotta take that out, and I'm just wondering where to store it. Looks like I can just slide it. Come on. Slide it right over here. All right, there you go. That's not going anywhere. Now to figure out the hydraulics, which I believe I gotta turn the wheels and then either drive forward or back up, whichever it may be. And these wings, they should be coming out level here. This is the field that we were just plowing, and we want to roll all of this wheat. My brother finished his field yesterday, and we did water this field. We've been watering the fields that we can when we can, whenever it's not freezing cold, that we don't have too much ice on the pivot, or if you have too much ice on the pivot could fall down. We don't really want that. Don't really want to water when it's too freezing. It can be a little bit freezing, so I don't know how much I'm gonna roll, but I definitely want to roll all the stuff that we already have watered. Any of the acres that haven't been watered yet, I'm gonna try it. So we watered this field right here, and the field right next to it we didn't water. So this one we did, and that one we didn't. And I'm gonna try, I'll do a couple passes on that field just to see what it looks like, because if it's too dry, it might not be doing a good job, because it's, you know, dry and hard, because the wheat has been taking moisture out of the ground. And this field we did water recently, so if it works good here, it should work good here. But if it doesn't work good over there, then I'll wait till we water it. Hopefully the wheat won't grow too tall. If the wheat grows too tall, then we also don't want to roll it, because then it can damage that. So we got a couple acres that we have watered. I'll start with those first and see how well it works. See how we like it this year. I know we did enjoy it the little bit that we did last year. We did like how good of a job it did. But last year we did also not water it, and we could tell that if we would have watered it, it would have done better. So this year, hopefully it'll be even better than last year. Yeah, so we got moisture right to the top. So if now we're rolling it, it's definitely gonna roll it flatter. A lot better than not watering it. So let's get to unfolding. All right, I got the wheels at a slight angle just to get them moving. And once to get further out of the way, I'll rotate the wheels all the way. I think I got it figured out. Just rolling. This is gonna be an easy task. There's not much going on here. And the tractor does not even pull really hard. We're only idling here. Going 7.5. I don't know even know how fast I can go. Might have to see if I can go faster. See what happens. I don't know. I don't know how fast they've been going. I'll have to call around and ask. Also, might need to clean my back window. That's dirty. Well, let's go see what kind of job I did. I'm gonna have to watch out and not turn too sharply, because on the rolls, if you turn too sharp, the one end of the roll will spin further than the other end. So let's go on this previous pass here. Which right here, it looked pretty good. Looks nice and flat. It's definitely gonna make swathing a whole lot easier. Swathing's gonna be a whole lot smoother. That's at least the goal. I'm gonna try to skip a pass here just to not turn too sharply. But yeah, looks good. Doesn't look like it's too wet. Definitely gonna see what it looks like on the dry field later. I bet you it would still work, because this is not too wet. Still a little bit dry, I guess. But I also feel like that thing could be heavier. But still looks good. Still does a good job. Doesn't look like it's hurting the wheat too much. The wheat is already getting almost too tall, so this is definitely like our limit on how tall we want it to get before rolling. Would have been nice to do this sooner, but Land Roller wasn't here sooner than up until now, so that's why we're doing it now. Trying to get it done as soon as possible before the wheat grows any taller. We would be hurting it. This is definitely the limit. This is right before the wheat actually wants to start creating a stem and getting taller. It would start cracking the stem if we go any later. So better late than never, I guess. I'm thinking it might almost be a little bit too wet. Not the ground, just the dew on the wheat itself. There's too much moisture on the wheat. Because it did do a little bit today morning, so now the ground isn't super wet where it's muddy or anything, but the top of the ground is dry, so we have sand. So that little bit of moisture that's on the wheat is going onto the roll, and then the roll is picking up all the dry dirt that's on top of the ground. So now the rolls are, which looks like they're getting a little bit of dirt stuck to them. So that's why I'm thinking it might be a little bit too wet. We might have to wait till later on in the day maybe. But these front two rolls, they're doing fine. They get a little bit of dirt stuck to them, but not much. But that middle roll, that one seems to have a lot more dirt stuck to it than the side ones, and that concerns me a little bit. I think I'm gonna try doing the next field over, see what that one looks like, and then if that one does better, then I'll come back to it, or come back to this one later. But also, I'm also thinking it's probably not gonna change much, because yeah, we didn't water that field over there, but if it do today morning, that field's gonna have just as much water on it as this field. And the same thing is probably gonna happen over there as what's happening over here. That's what I'm thinking. But it doesn't hurt to try, or at least try a different field, see what happens, see if things are changing. Or maybe it is just I have to wait. Well, I guess I'll test a couple of fields. I don't know, I'm just trying to do a good job. So moving fields, just gonna test things, see what happens, try to do as best job as what I can. Yeah, this next field is definitely working a lot better already. Instead of going to the one that I said I was going to, I went here to this tiny little one, this little 20-acre field, where the wheat's a lot smaller, as you can tell, so there's not near as much moisture on the wheat. And we did also water this one, so the ground is nice and wet, just the wheat is dry. So this, you can tell the rolls are staying a lot cleaner than on the previous field. So I'm gonna finish this one. I'll let the other fields dry up a little bit from the sun, and hopefully after, this should only take me maybe about an hour, maybe a little less. Once I'm done here, then I can test the other fields and see if those work again, or at least work better. Yeah, after running this thing for quite a few hours, I can definitely tell that it would be very nice for it to be a lot heavier. And we have already been thinking about adding water in all 3 drums. But we talked to the dealer and they said that doing any modification, like drilling a hole and putting a plug there or something, that would void the warranty. So after the warranty's up, after 2 years, then we might consider it. We might do something like that, just to add a little bit heavier. Then we would just obviously have to drain it every time before taking it down the road, as those tires would probably not be able to handle it. They are very beefy tires, but at the same time they probably wouldn't be able to handle it, and it's not really a good spot to add more weight onto the roller. So just little things we've been thinking of, current spot that I'm going through right now, there's quite a few small rocks and stuff. So rolling all those rocks in, that's gonna help out a lot with the swather later, not having any rocks go through the swather. So lots of perks. I definitely like it. It's definitely an easy job. There's not much going on. You're kind of just packing the ground in a way, but trying to make it flatter and pressing all the rocks and big clods of dirt, pressing all that in. But so far working good, no issues. Just that center roll wants to, dirt wants to stick to that one more so than the other ones. But as it dried up throughout the day, it kind of cleaned itself off a little bit, so it's not bad right now. And I guess we're done for the day. I finished this 120 acre field, that 60, and this 30 right here, or this, actually, sorry, 20 acre field right here. So covered a few acres. That's not bad. Got a little bit late start because I had to drive all the way over here. Took an hour driving over here before I could finally get started. And so it's not bad. And it's only 6 o'clock, so it's still an early day. But you cover quite a bit of acres because you're doing 35 acres an hour, so that's pretty good. It's like planting. Yeah, it's pretty close to planting, so it's nice. I like it. I think it did a pretty good job. I'm happy with it anyway. I'm happy with the job that it was doing. So I guess we're gonna, I don't know. Do I want to fold up and head to the barn? I can just drive around. That's the sad part. You can't just lift up the rollers and then drive to the barn with, you know, your wheels. If you want to fold up, then you got to do the whole thing. You got to rotate the wheels, and then I don't know. It's not a chore, but it's inconvenient. So I don't know. There's just fields here to the barn, and I can just park kind of close onto the field and not go on the caliche road or anything. I think that's what I'll do. I don't want to go on caliche with these things. I don't want to damage the rollers. I don't have to, because big rocks could damage it, but I don't know, a hard packed road could probably damage it also. So I'll just drive to the barn and just watch where I'm driving and call it good. Made it to the barn. And throughout the day, you know, never got too bad with how much it was sticking to the rolls. Just this middle one did a little bit. Kind of what it looked like kind of all throughout the day. I had a little scraper tool with me, so in the morning whenever it got bad, I kind of just scraped it off a little bit. It helped a little bit, but not much. But here are definitely some beefy tires. So if we were to add more weight on it, I don't know if it could handle it. Maybe. They are quite huge. But yeah, that's the Land Roller. It's 40 feet. And one thing I could see, what would be nice, is I know the way they built it, it is the way it is, but it would be nice if they were all smaller rollers like that. This was another 2 small rollers, where it had a little more flex to it. I feel like you'd get more coverage that way, because every bit of land is not 100% perfectly flat. So there are certain spots I could tell where like went a little bit lower, so one side would be rolling on the ground, and then like say it got lower here, then like it wouldn't roll as much here. It'll kind of roll a lot more over there. So I mean, it still did a good job. Still happy with it, but just some of the things I noticed. But yeah, that'll be it for this video. That's the roller. So as always, I do appreciate y'all for watching. I'll see y'all guys in the next one.